masters, utter death. Any cat owner can attest to the air of superiority with which a cat carries itself. Cats do things when they want to do them, not when you tell them to. This was a lesson that I learned firsthand when I had to give my cat a pill. Adopting a cat was one of the best decisions I've ever made. My wife and I had just moved into a new house. We don't have any children, and we thought to ourselves, you know what we really need in our lives? Cat fur on our clothes, claw marks on the furniture, and one room that constantly smells like a litter box. So we adopted our cat, Pasha, and things with Pasha went great for a few days. And then we found out that Pasha had a stomach infection. So we took her to the vet, and they sent us home with some medicine to be administered orally once per day for 10 days straight. Great, problem solved. All we had to do was figure out how to get the pills inside of our cat. It actually took us 3 tries to figure out how to accomplish this. The first thing we tried was something that our vet recommended, which is called a pill pocket. This is a little treat, a tasty little treat. It's soft, almost like a wad of gum, and you stuff the pill inside the treat and then feed the whole thing to your pet. So we gave that a shot. We prepared one of these pill pockets and put it in Pasha's food bowl and just left it there overnight. The next morning, we got up, and lo and behold, Pasha had eaten the pill pocket. But she didn't eat the pill. Somehow she had figured out a way to eat the entire treat without actually touching the pill in the middle. She just left that right in the food bowl for us to find in the morning. We were impressed, but we were also pretty frustrated. We wanted to yell at Pasha, why don't you just eat your dang pill? But you can't scold a cat. It's not like with a dog. When a dog misbehaves, you let him know, bad dog, bad boy, and immediately the tail droops, they slink down to the ground. A dog knows when he's been misbehaving. But a cat, have you ever tried to scold a cat? Bad cat, bad kitty. They just look at you like, who do you think you are? It has no effect on them whatsoever. So we just had to come up with another way to give Pasha her medicine. The second technique we tried was the brute force technique. We decided that I would hold Pasha down so she couldn't move, and my wife would shove the pill into her mouth. I figured out that the trick to this was to use one arm to hold Pasha's body and pin her against my leg and stomach so that she couldn't lash out and scratch us, while using the other hand to reach around, hold her head in place, and gently pry open her jaws. All of which is exactly as easy as it sounds. After a little bit of maneuvering, I was able to get the cat into position, and my wife sprang into action. She took the pill and popped it into Pasha's mouth. You know what? It worked. Or so we thought. For a brief moment, we were victorious. We had done it. We felt on top of the world. We felt like we could do anything. We just gave our cat a pill. We could handle kids. I mean, what's the stereotypical problem that parents always face with their kids? How to get them to eat their vegetables? We figured if we just gave our cat a pill, we could get our kids to eat vegetables. I mean, all we'd have to do is have one person hold them down and have the other shove the vegetables in their mouth, right? Anyway, in the midst of this celebratory, rejoiceful moment, my wife and I are high-fiving each other. Pasha's just sitting there, glaring at us, probably thinking to herself, you done yet? Because right at that moment, she leaned forward, bent her face way down towards the floor, and spit out the pill. She had never swallowed it. I don't know if she had it tucked away in her cheek or hidden under her tongue, but she had foiled us yet again. We had to come up with a third way to give Pasha her pill. And the third technique was really just a variation of the second technique. We knew that we were onto something with holding Pasha in place and force-feeding her the pill, but we had to figure out a way to get it all the way down her throat. So, Once again, I wrestled Pasha into position while my wife moistened the tip of her finger, stuck the pill on the end of it, and jabbed it down Pasha's throat. We waited. We watched carefully to see if she would figure out some way to cough out that pill. But she didn't. This time, thankfully, finally, we had succeeded. We found out a couple weeks later there's actually a device that you can buy to help you out with exactly this situation. It's called a pill gun, and it's sort of like an air-powered syringe. You put the pill on the end, and you can fire the pill right down your pet's throat. Of course, we would have loved to have had this information earlier, before my wife licked her finger and stuck it down our cat's throat, but you live and you learn. Yep. And really, that's what this whole ordeal was about. It was a learning experience. Now, if Pasha ever gets a stomach infection again, we'll know exactly what to do, which is to let her tough it out, because believe me, we are not giving her any more pills. Not a Toastmaster.